So let's file this one under shit I didn't expect to hear today. And yeah, this is real. This is totally 100% real. It's been confirmed. Yeah, we're getting a Lord of the Rings anime film from New Line Cinema. That's not a joke. It's legit. Like, I looked, I was even like, there's no way this is real. Like, this sounds too good to be true. I dug up through several credible sources and was like, oh, it's actually real. Oh boy. Oh, it's actually real. So yes, we are getting a legit Lord of the Rings anime film. Not a series, an anime film. Which, while they didn't say where it was going to be, I am 90% sure it's going to be on HBO Max. Like, I am very certain. They didn't say where it was going to be, but they all but said it was going to be just streaming. You know what I mean? Like, I am very much certain that it's going to be a streaming. It's going to be a streaming one, but there's nothing wrong with that. And also, speaking of things that no one's going to have a problem with, the head director of this anime film is the creator of Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, the creator of Ghost in the Shell and the people who worked on Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Everyone here. Yeah, not only that, to add to that, also, I forgot to mention, like, not only just to add to that, to the amount of people who are a part of this, we also have the head writers and creators of Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. You know, that award-winning show that everyone loved and then it got canceled after one season because fuck you, Netflix. Yeah. Yeah, so Ghost in the Shell, Dark Crystal, anime film, woo! And it's based off of one of the few. I'm not a big fantasy guy. Alright, guys? I gotta be real with you. I'm not the biggest fantasy guy, but, like, there's always been three fantasy realms I've really enjoyed. Conan the Barbarian, Dungeons and Dragons, and Lord of the Rings. Literally only those three. Like, I like fantasy for what it's worth, but, like, I'm just not a fantasy guy. Like, I just don't care much for most fantasy stuff. But those three are always the exception, because Lord of the freaking Rings, that's why. So you may be asking, well, what is this about? Like, what is this anime film about? This anime is called Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. This is going to be set 100 years in the past. Like, this is going to be set 100 years before The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. And what it is basically the creation of Rohan. Like, this is the formation of Rohan, and specifically the formation of Helm's Deep. Yeah, so this is this is where Helm's Deep was forged. It also focuses on the first king of Rohan, and just how that world was shaped, like that part of the world of Lord of the Rings was formed. And I was like, really? Rohan was only forged 100 years ago? That doesn't feel long enough. Like, that feels like, I know it's 100 years. That's super long. Yeah, but in the eyes of of the world of Lord of the Rings, that's short. Like, you have stuff that is thousands of years old. But really, we're gonna say that Rohan was formed, specifically Helm's Deep was formed 100 years ago? I'd have been fine if they said, like, 300 years ago, or maybe, like, 200 years ago. I could have been fine with it, but 100 I don't know, that's just me. Like, maybe I'm just overthinking it, because every time you hear more about the lore of Lord of the Rings, it's like ancient stuff. So 100 years just feels like a blink of an eye, at least to me. So that's really what kind of bothers me. Now, they haven't really, like I said, they haven't said for the stream, like, if it's going to go to streaming or if it's going to go to theater. I am more than likely convinced that it's going to go to streaming because, yes, it is a Lord of the Rings, it is a Lord of the Rings film, but adult animation is still kind of struggling out in the big screen, like out in the big screen. Yes, it's been making a major push as of late, but at the same time, like it's still gonna be hard to market. The best they could go for is say that it's a Lord of the Rings film, but it's Also, we don't know, like, we just got this announcement. We don't know if we're going to get, like, 2D animation or 3D animation. We don't know what's going to happen there. I'm personally hoping for, like, 2D animation, but I've all but accepted that we're going to be seeing more and more 3D animation for a lot of animated series. For, like, adult animated series. But then again, Castlevania. But then again, this is going to be strictly, like, a lot of Japanese animation departments are a part of this, so, yeah. I am wondering, like, who could be here? Like, I actually just want this to be very self-contained. I really want this to be as a self-contained story. I'm also surprised, like, this is the story we're gonna go with. Like, we're not gonna, like, we're not gonna have, like, the wars in Gondor between, Mordor and Gondor. We're not gonna do, like, a story of that. We're gonna just focus on on Rohan, and nothing wrong with Rohan. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Rohan. I'm just saying, like, this just feels like an odd choice. But am I excited? Oh yeah, I am very excited to see how this all plays out. Like, I'm still very excited. I'm just like, I'm really hoping we get like an anime version of like orcs and elves. I'm really hoping for all that, but this is going to be very human-centric storyline. I could already tell, like, this is going to be a very human-centric storyline. I was just kind of hoping for, like, a little more grandiose, you know what I mean? Among other things, like, I'm kind of hoping, like, maybe this will start, this may bring out other anime films. Like, I'm really hoping, like, we'll get, like, stories about the Ringwraiths. I'd really love to see, like, an anime film about the fall of the 9 men who became the Ringwraiths and, like, the Witch King of Angmar. I would love a lot of stories set in Mordor. A lot of character stuff that you could do in animation that you just can't do here. Do the story of Morgoth from the Silmarillion. Or seeing Calagon, the giant dragon. Like, if you thought Smaug was big, and Calagon is, like, bigger than mountains. He was, like, the god of dragons, or king of dragons, pick your poison. But, yeah. So, all in all, it is an odd choice, but, like, I'm still excited. Like, I was like, holy shit, Lord of the Rings is getting an anime film? And it's done by the guy from Ghost in the Shell, and it's being also worked on by the story department, by the guys who did Dark Crystal. Oh, there's another fantasy series. I guess you could call it's more like science fiction fantasy. But yeah, Dark Crystal would be number 4. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this announcement for a Lord of the Rings anime film? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Do you think it'll be a streaming service? It'll be on HBO Max or some other streaming service? Or do you want this to be on the big screen? Are you interested in seeing, like, other anime films centered in the Lord of the Rings universe? And if so, which ones would you want to see? Like I said, I'd love to see, like, the fall of the 9 men, of the 9 kings who become the Ringwraiths, and specifically the Witch King of Angmar. But that's just me. So yeah, just comment below, let me know, and once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.